our second recorded yoga video class. I hope the first one was helpful and useful to you, and that it was more convenient in that you got to pull it up whenever you want. You can pause it, you can go back to it, you can even do it more than once if you want to. So this is our second one, and today we're going to do another piece of the mindfulness exercise. So to go over the process of mindfulness, the major points that we covered last week were that we're going to notice when we are mindful, we set our intention to focus our attention on a specific thing. And then we notice if our mind is wandering, we accept non-judgmentally that our thoughts have wandered. We dismiss the thoughts and we return to what we have originally set our intention to. So it's to notice them, to accept them, to dismiss them, and to return to the original thought that we are trying to pay attention to. So you can always write that down. Notice when your thoughts are wandering. Accept non-judgmentally that thoughts have entered your mind. Dismiss them or let them go, and return to the original intention. So it's normal for thoughts to wander. Like I said, we are all human and we all have lots and lots and lots and lots of thoughts running through our minds all the time. So it's only human that things pop into our heads, that when we're trying to be mindful, we think, oh, what am I going to eat for dinner? Or I wonder what my friend is doing tomorrow. Or I can't wait to play with that new toy. So we're always thinking about something else, and that is what mindfulness is all about. It's training our mind and rewiring our mind to concentrate and to focus on one thing at a time, whatever that thing may be. So what kinds of things distract you? That's something that you can think about. You might realize that you have patterns, that it's the same kinds of things that distract you all the time. So you might realize that almost all the time you get distracted by something that you see in the room, or something that you want to eat, or a toy. So you can be mindful of your habits and your patterns of thinking. Do you notice when you are not paying attention to what you were supposed to be paying attention to? Do you notice when your mind wanders? Do you notice when you lose focus on what you are trying to concentrate on? Think about how this happens when you are in school, maybe doing your homework. Think about how we lose our concentration and we get distracted, and other thoughts come into our minds. How do you get back on task? How do you get back to the task that you originally set out to do? So that is mindfulness, and that's meditation. Mindfulness could be doing your homework. You have to really focus on doing your homework. You're thinking, oh, I want to play with my friends, or I want to go outside and get a snack. So to notice that thought, to accept that thought, to let it go, and to focus again on the original task of doing your homework. So mindfulness does not mean having no thoughts. It is about noticing when you are not paying attention to what you've chosen to pay attention to, accepting without judgment that your mind has wandered, dismissing whatever that thought, feeling, or sensation that has distracted you, and returning your attention to what you are supposed to pay attention to. I know I'm going over this quite a few times, but sometimes it just takes hearing it over and over in different ways, and then it really starts to understand it a little bit more. Were there times in the last week that you practiced mindfulness? Were there any times where you tried to focus on a particular task by being in the present moment, by focusing on it and accepting and dismissing any thoughts that wandered into your mind? If so, think about some of those times now. I'll give you a few minutes and seconds to think about times where you might have tried to be mindful this week. You can be mindful when you brush your teeth. You can be mindful when you make a sandwich. You can be mindful when you brush your hair. You can be mindful when you are putting on your clothes. You can be mindful with just about anything. What makes it mindful is that you are paying attention to it wholeheartedly, that you are focusing all of your energy on what you were doing in the present moment. So that can be anything. It can be breathing, it can be brushing your teeth, it can be brushing your hair, it can be putting on your clothes, it can be making your bed, it can be cleaning, it can be helping your mom prepare a snack, it can be building a puzzle. So what makes it mindful is the intention and the attention and the concentration on that task. So if you did do something mindful this week, was it easy or was it hard? Were there challenges? Did you get distracted, or how did you bring yourself back to the task at hand? Were you judgmental? Did you say, oh no, I'm thinking about something else, why did I do that? I'm not doing it right, I'm not good enough? Because thinking about other things is normal, it's human. It does not mean that we are not doing a good job. It's just part of the practice of mindfulness. It happens to everyone. They get distracted and return to the original thought. So it's just a constant back and forth between your mind, pulling you in another direction and you bringing your mind back to the task that you have intended. So another way to remember this is SOLAR. SOLAR. S stands for stop. O stands for observe. L is to let it go. And return. So stop. Observe that you're being distracted. Let it go and return to the original thought or the original intention that you have set out to do. So that is kind of a recap of what we did last week. To be aware of awareness and to set your intention and to focus your attention on your intention. When your mind wanders, you bring it back. You return to your original thought or your original intention. So today, we're going to go down a little path of mindfulness called mindfulness of breath. I'm going to play a short video so you can get into a comfortable seated position. I'm crisscross applesauce right now, but you can sit any comfortable way that you like. Make sure there's no pressure on your knees. Okay, so get into a comfortable position. Put your arms on your knees, just like this. And you can close your eyes.
Counting breaths. With your back straight and body relaxed, let your arms hang by your side if you're standing, or rest your hands on your knees if you're sitting down. And let's silently count our breaths as we breathe. Breathe in and say the word 1 in your head. And when you breathe out, relax the muscles in your forehead. Breathe in and count to 2 in your head. And when you breathe out, relax the muscles in your neck and shoulders. Now breathe in and say 3 to yourself. And relax your tummy when you breathe out. Let's try it again, but this time, only I'm going to count. Sync your breath with my count, and don't forget to relax when you breathe out. Breathe in 1, and breathe out. Breathe in 2, and breathe out. Breathe in 3, and breathe out. Let's count our breaths again. This time, try counting your breath on your own for a few moments. And don't forget to relax as you breathe out. Good job. Now let's go back to breathing naturally. You can put your hand on your tummy or your heart and just feel the breath going in and out. That was great. You really did a number on that one. And remember, you can always count your breaths if you feel distracted or need help focusing or calming down.
So you can open your eyes if your eyes were closed. So that video is just a basic instruction to using your breath mindfully. So counting with your breath helps you to stay focused on your breath. If you count, it gives you something to really focus on. And I'll get a little bit more into that in a few minutes. So like I said, you can count your breaths at any time, at any place. The magical thing about meditation of breath is that your breath is always with you. Your breath is the basis of human life, and you don't need anything else to be mindful. All you need is to focus on your breath, and you can do that anyway. So that is the magic of mindfulness of breath. So it is a basic proven technique for practicing mindfulness. There's scientific evidence, scientific research that shows that mindfulness of breath is a super powerful tool for relaxation. The best part of it is our breath is always with us. It is always with us, so we can focus on it anyway, anytime. Although we breathe automatically, we can intentionally hold our breath, and we can intentionally breathe slowly, we can intentionally breathe quickly, we can hold our breath, we can breathe rapidly, shallow, we can manipulate our breath in so many ways if we choose to. So this tool provides a fun way to introduce the concept of focusing on breath. So I'm going to do a little exercise. It's called Do You Know How to Breathe? And it's in this lovely book that I have here from Auntie Stacy. So it's called Do You Know How to Breathe? So we are going to get back into crisscross applesauce, hands on your knees in a comfortable position. If you want, you can lie down if you prefer that. So I want you to close your eyes, and I'm just going to talk a little bit about breathing. And I just want you to be mindful, just to pay attention to my voice, to really listen to what I'm saying, and to think about these questions. If your mind wanders, you notice it, you accept non-judgmentally, and you return your mind to these questions. So close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and out. How many of you know how to breathe? How did you learn how to breathe? Was it like learning to walk? Do you have to think about breathing? Can you hold your breath? Can you breathe fast? Can you breathe slowly? Can you blow hard? Can you blow softly? Can you breathe in quickly? Can you breathe out slowly? Can you breathe in through your nose? And can you breathe in through your mouth? Can you breathe out through your mouth? How do you blow a bubble? What happens if you blow too fast? How do you get the biggest bubble? How do you blow out a candle? How do you smell a flower? Do you breathe in fast or slow when you smell a flower? Do you use your nose or your mouth when you smell a flower? How do you smell popcorn? Put your hand on your belly and pretend that there is a balloon in your belly. Take a breath in through your nose to the count of 4 and fill that balloon in your belly with air. Blow out gently through your mouth to the count of 8, like blowing a huge bubble, and empty out your belly balloon. Do it again. Breathe in through your mouth to the count of 4. Breathe in through your nose to the count of 4 and fill that belly balloon, and then breathe out through your mouth to the count of 8. 3, 4, and out through your mouth to the count of 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What does that feel like? Can you feel your belly balloon get bigger as you breathe in through your nose? Did you run out of air when you were trying to breathe in through your nose to the count of 4 to fill that belly balloon? What did you notice when you were breathing? So in that exercise, the point of that exercise is to think about your breath. It was an exercise to help you focus on all the different ways that you can breathe. Quickly, slowly. Think about how you breathe. How do you breathe when you smell a flower? How do you breathe when you smell popcorn? Do you breathe in slowly when you smell a flower? Or do you go, no, I think you breathe in slowly through your nose, right? Like this. So every time we breathe, it's always different. Sometimes we breathe fast, sometimes we breathe slowly, sometimes we take a big, deep breath in through our nose, or sometimes we breathe in through our mouths. So there are lots of different ways that we can breathe. So have you ever thought about your breath before? Have you ever really thought about breathing? What happened to your breathing once you paid attention to it? So when I was reading you these questions, what happened to your breathing as you were paying attention to your breath? What did it feel like for you to pretend you were blowing up a balloon in your belly? Was it easy for you to blow up that balloon in your belly with the inhale through your nose to the count of 4? What did you notice about breathing as you paid attention to it? Did you run out of breath, or did you try to take a big breath in like this? Did you take a slow breath in and a slow breath out, or did you take a very big breath in, like a sudden big breath? So nothing is right or wrong. I just wanted that exercise to help you pay attention to your breath, because breathing is something that we do automatically. It's just on autopilot, and sometimes we never really think about it. We never really pay attention to our breath because it's always happening in the background. So that was just to help us to think about our breath a little bit more. Okay, I'm back for part 2. I do need to break them up so that I can send these files to you easier, so that they're not super big. So we're going to continue from where we left off. So with regard to breath, I just wanted to teach you guys a little bit about your body and how your body responds to breath. So what happens when you breathe in intentionally? Like when I asked you to inhale through your nose to the count of 4, right? So when we breathe in or inhale through our nose, we activate the sympathetic nervous system. So the sympathetic nervous system activates our stress response. This is often called the fight or flight response. So it makes our heart rate increase, it makes our pupils dilate, it makes our blood vessels constrict, our sweat increases, our digestive system slows down. So overall, it helps us to respond to a threat. We become more alert and our tension overall increases in our bodies. When we exhale, um, or breathe out, we activate our parasympathetic nervous system. So, this is responsible for the rest and digest activities that occur in our body. Um, when we exhale, our heart rate slows down, intestinal and glandular activity increases, and we generally feel more relaxed. So, breathing in or inhaling revs us up, and exhaling or breathing out through our nose or mouth calms us down. So breathing in or inhaling revs us up, exhaling or breathing out calms us down. So this activity that I want to teach you is called the basic relaxation breathing or relaxation breath. It is very, very, very helpful in deactivating the stress response and can be an amazing tool to calm down anger and anxiety. It consists of breathing into the count of 4 and out to the count of 8. So just as in the breathing questions that I just asked you, if you remember when we did the belly balloon, we inhaled to the count of 4 and we exhaled to the count of 8. So that is exactly the basic relaxation breathing that we're going to go over again right now. So when you inhale through your nose, it's to the count of 4. When you exhale through your mouth, it's to the count of 8. So if you notice, the exhale breath is twice as long as the inhale breath. Exhale breath is what calms us down and relaxes us. It activates the parasympathetic nervous system. So we want the exhale to be twice as long as the inhale. So the inhale is 4 and the exhale is 8. So this really activates the parasympathetic nervous system and it provides an amazing calming effect on the body. So I wanted to do a little bit about that. So you can use this technique again anyway, at any time, as often as you need during the day. If you are angry, stressed, worried, upset, it is an excellent way to increase your ability to self-regulate. So self-regulation happens when your body is able to manage a stressful situation effectively. So we want to be able to self-regulate if we're feeling really angry or stressed out or worried or overwhelmed or sad. We want to be able to help our bodies to get to a better place, and this is an excellent tool to do that. So let's practice that a little bit. So I'm back into crisscross applesauce. So we're going to breathe into the count of 4 through your nose and exhale through your mouth to the count of 8. But when you exhale, I want you to purse your lips like this, like if you're gently blowing a bubble. So you don't want to exhale quickly or roughly. You want to go like slowly and gently through your lips like you're blowing a bubble. And when you inhale to the count of 4, and sometimes it's automatic for us to go, but we don't want to take a big rushed inhale because that almost makes the whole exercise ineffective. So we want to take a slow, gentle inhale through the nose and a slow, gentle exhale through the mouth. So we're going to do this about 3 to 4 times, okay? So you can close your eyes, and I will count for you to help you through this exercise. So close your eyes, crisscross applesauce, hands on your legs. Breathe in slowly through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now exhale through your mouth gently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more. Inhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that was 4 rounds. Good job. I'm going to do one just to show you again from me doing it. So I'm not going to count. I'm just going to count in my head, okay? You can put your hand on your belly for the inhale and the exhale to really feel your belly filling up with air as you inhale to the count of 4, and feel your belly exhaling and the balloon emptying as you exhale to the count of 8. So sometimes really having your hand on your belly helps you to fill that belly up to the count of 4 and exhale that balloon to the count of 8. So sometimes we really do chest breathing, which is we don't actually get the breath down to our belly. We keep it shallow in our chest. So we really want to get it all the way down. That's why we put our hand on our belly to really feel our belly expanding and then contracting as we inhale and exhale. So that is basic relaxation breathing. How do you feel? Do you feel relaxed or calm after that? It's a really relaxing, really calming breath because, like I said, the exhale breath is twice as long as the inhale breath. So it really activates our parasympathetic nervous system, which is what helps us to feel calm. So I have another short video. It's called the cooling out breath. So it's the exact same method. It's an inhale of 4 and an exhale of 8. If you feel to do it again, you can follow the video. If you had enough, you can just sit in crisscross applesauce and take a little rest.
Cooling out breath. Let's breathe in a little and out a whole lot. Start by sitting with your back straight and your body relaxed, with your hands on your knees. As you breathe, try breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth for a couple of breaths. Now breathe in a little through your nose, and as you breathe out a lot through your mouth, make a soft whooshing sound like this. And try breathing like that for a little bit. Great. Let's keep going. Breathing in a little through your nose and out a lot through your mouth. And remember to make the soft whooshing sound as you breathe all the way out. Keep going, breathing in a little through your nose and out a lot through your mouth. We're almost there. Just a few more seconds. Let's go back to breathing naturally. You can put your hand on your belly or your chest and just feel your breath as it goes in and out. And remember, you can always breathe in a little and out a lot whenever you need to cool down.
So I really like the way that they call it the cooling out breath, breathing in a little and out a lot. That's essentially what it is in a nutshell. You're breathing in for a little and out for a lot. So that's the cooling out breath. So throughout all of this, we have spoken a lot about belly breathing. So it's you place your hand on your belly and you really feel your belly expanding with your inhale breath. And then you relax your belly and you breathe out through your nose. You allow your lungs to fill downward, and when you inhale, you feel your hand move, right? When you take a deep inhale, but slow, a deep but slow inhale, you feel your hand expand and your belly expands, like almost like you have a balloon, right? So it's called belly breathing, but it's also like balloon breathing. So place one hand on your belly right above your belly button and one hand on your upper chest. Relax your belly. Breathe in through your nose and fill your lungs. Allow your lungs to fill downward and feel your bottom hand move outward. Pretend you have a balloon in your belly and blow it up with your breath. Try not to do shallow chest breathing or raising your shoulders, because it means we're only doing shallow breaths in our chest. So breathe out slowly like you're blowing a bubble and empty the balloon, and you feel the belly move back in. You feel it empty. Belly breathing has been shown to be so great in reducing stress in your body. It increases oxygen intake and it increases awareness of your breathing. So what's a good way to know if you're belly breathing effectively? So like if you're really getting that breath down to your belly, is to lie on your back and you place an object on your tummy, like a toy. You can use a stuffed animal, but if you're too old for stuffed animals and you have a phone, maybe you can put your phone, or you can put any small object on your belly. So if you lie down and you place the object on your belly and you do belly breathing, so you put one hand on your chest and you take a inhale through your nose and you fill your lungs downward and you feel your belly expand, you should see the item on your belly, the stuffed toy or the phone, rock up and down or move up and down. So that is proof that you are doing belly breathing effectively. So if you're not sure if you're doing belly breathing effectively, you can lie down on your back, you can put a stuffed toy or phone or small object on your belly, and you can try the belly breathing, taking a breath and really filling your lungs downward to your belly and seeing the item on your belly rise and fall or rock back and forth means that that breath is really going all the way downward through your lungs and filling your belly. So try that. Lie down if you can right now, and place any object on your belly. If you have a phone nearby or a stuffed animal or a toy, you can place that item on your belly. Inhale through your nose and fill your belly like you are blowing up a balloon, and then empty your belly slowly with an exhale. you should see the item on your belly moving or rocking back and forth or up and down. So while you're doing these exercises, don't forget to be mindful of if you were thinking about other things. So in these exercises, these are mindfulness exercises, it's mindfulness of breath. So you always want to be paying attention to your thoughts, and if they're wandering or straying, to be mindful of that, to notice if you're distracted, to accept it non-judgmentally, to let them go, and to return to the breathing exercise if you are focusing your attention. So with that same stuffed animal or toy on your belly, we're going to do a short little exercise, and then we're going to be going into our yoga component. Okay, I'm back for part 3. So we are in a lying position with a stuffed animal or a toy or a phone or something small on our bellies. So find yourself in a comfortable position, lying flat on your back with your arms and legs uncrossed after placing a stuffed animal on your belly. Close your eyes if you like, or just look gently up at the ceiling. Check in to see how your mind and body feel. Now pay attention to your breathing. Take a nice deep belly breath in through your nose. While you do this, let the air fill your belly and raise the stuffed animal or phone. Now blow gently out through your mouth and lower the stuffed animal. Now breathe in and give the stuffed animal a ride up and down. Take a nice deep belly breath in through your nose to the count of 4. 4, 3, 2, 1, and blow out gently through your mouth to the count of 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now just breathe normally. Notice your breath, but don't change it. Notice how your belly moves the stuffed animal. Relax your shoulders. Picture the air coming into your body and then going back out again. Notice how the air feels as it comes into your nose and down into your lungs. Then notice how it feels when the air comes back up into your mouth and out across your lips. If you start to think of other things, that's okay. Just bring your attention back to your breath. Feel your belly rising and falling. Can you feel the stuffed animal moving? Just keep paying attention to how it feels as you breathe. Now check in with how your mind and body feel. Keep paying attention to your breath for a few moments. When you are ready, open your eyes and bring your attention back to the room. Take another slow, deep belly breath with your eyes open. I feel relaxed. I hope you do too. So, for our yoga component. It's been really tricky for me to do the yoga part with you on the screen. So what I've been doing is using the pictures that I have printed, because I feel like when I try to do it, you don't really see it too clearly. Either I have to be too far back, or if I'm too close, then I'm not fully in the screen. So I picked poses today that are very calming and relaxing. After all, that is what we focused on today. So we're just going to go over a few of them. Some you may know, some you may not. So the first one we're going to do, I want you to stand on your 2 feet, shake it out a little bit, stretch a little bit, move a little bit. Ooh, feels good after you've been sitting for the past half an hour. So we are going to do waterfall pose. So waterfall pose is just forward bending pose. So if you stand with your legs hip width apart, and you hinge from your hips and you bend over and you dangle like ragdoll or waterfall pose is what this one is called. So just hang loose and shake. You can sway your body back and forth. You can shake your hands loose. Just really hang there and feel your body relax into this pose. You can take a few breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. So sometimes it's really good to get your head below your heart. It provides a reverse of blood flow. So right now there's a rush of blood going into your head because when you bend over into waterfall pose, your head is below your heart. So blood is rushing to your head, and usually it's the opposite way, right? Blood flows from your head downward. So this is a really invigorating and relaxing pose. So we're going to get into a seated position. You're going to sit on your legs, on your shins. And can anyone guess what this pose is called? It's called meditation pose. So you can meditate or be mindful in this pose if you like. If you don't want to do crisscross applesauce on your back, you can sit on your shins. What I wanted to do in this pose too is a little bit of a side stretch. So you can put one arm down and the other you can stretch it over to the side. You can take a nice stretch. And then don't forget the other side. Ooh, that feels so good. Does anybody remember what this pose is? It is flower pose. So this one looks a little bit tricky, but it's not really. So you sit like this, and then you bring your arms to the inside, and then you bring your arms out like this. So sit up straight, you bring your arms in, and wrap them around your shins. You can separate your legs too. Flower pose. You can take a few breaths in flower pose. It's kind of a balancing pose too because you're kind of on your tailbone, kind of rocking. So use your core, really engage your core and try to stay in that position. Engage your core and sit up straight. Take a deep breath. So that's flower pose. And then one of the most relaxing poses is child's pose. So from flower pose, you can get back onto your shins and then you can fold over and put your forehead to the ground and you can put your arms to your side. So that's child's pose. And any time in any yoga practice, when you feel like you need to rest, you can go into this pose. So you can try it now for a few breaths. You can put your arms extended forward too if you don't want them to the side. Notice that's a really easy pose. You don't need to do anything in that pose besides just melt into the flow and relax. So now go on to your backs. And onto your back, we're going to do happy baby pose. So you're on your back lying flat and you're holding the outer pieces of your feet. So kind of like this. And you can rock to the side and massage your spine. And you can pull your legs downwards and really give your hips a good stretch. I love happy baby pose. And from there, when you're ready, you're going to completely relax into Shavasana, which is where we're going to do our final relaxation. So just to go over those poses one more time. The first one was, how did I lose it? How did I lose it? How did I lose it? What did I do? So the first one was waterfall pose. So that one is ragdoll pose, right? So we're just going to do a little recap. So hips width, legs hip width apart, and you're going to just hang over and dangle your arms and just sway and just relax in waterfall pose. Then we did, oh, this is waterfall pose right here. Waterfall pose. Then meditation pose. In meditation pose, you can do a nice stretch to each side, if you like. Then we did flower pose. We did child's pose. And we did happy baby pose. Then Shavasana. So when we do end up meeting up again, definitely going to do a lot more of the yoga so that I can really guide you all through the poses. A lot of them, I don't feel too comfortable doing them over the computer because I don't want anyone to hurt themselves. So we've just been doing really basic ones while we're doing stuff with the screens. And when we get back together, we'll delve into a lot more yoga. So, our final relaxation. You should be in Shavasana. You can close your eyes, lie down, legs, hips width apart, or wider. You can put them as wide as you want and spread your arms out and close your eyes for a little bit of a guided meditation. And that's where we'll wrap off today.
For this meditation, we are going to very curiously explore our breath. We are always breathing, but most of the time we pay very little attention to it. For the next few minutes, we will feel, observe, and notice our breath as it happens. You may want to lie down, but if you cannot, it is okay if you are sitting. Go ahead and get comfortable. If you like, close your eyes and rest your hands gently on your belly. Now let's take a moment to notice the feeling of your hands touching your belly. As you breathe in, what do you feel happening to your hands? Do you feel them rising or being pushed out? And when you let your breath out, what happens now? Can you feel your hands sink with your belly? Imagine that your hands are a sailboat sailing over gentle, rolling waves. Your breath comes in, and your boat gently floats up. As your breath flows out, your boat dips down with the wave. The boat does not move on its own. It just smoothly bobs up and down with the waves. Take a moment to notice your hands and breath in this way. Now move your focus to the part of your nose where the air enters your body. Right inside your nose, inside your nostrils, you may feel the air touching as it enters. How does it feel? Is it warm or cool going in? Then, when it flows out, does it feel the same? Is the air passing through your nose a bit warmer now? Let's pretend that you can see the air as it passes through your nose. As the cool air flows into your body and touches the inside of your nostrils, you see it as a fresh, cool color like blue or green. You could imagine it sparkling or glowing as the oxygen in the air feeds your body and gives you life. When the air touches the inside of your nostrils on the way out, imagine it as a warm color. Try to see this like a movie in your mind. Breathe in cool. Breathe out warm. Watch the colors as you feel it flow in and out. Finally, let's pretend that you are a fish that was magically transformed into a person. Fish do not have lungs, so your whole life you have breathed water through gills. So this is the very first time you are experiencing breathing air. It is so strange and unfamiliar to you, and you are curious about the strange sensation of air filling your lungs. Just take a moment to appreciate your breath as if it were for the very first time. What would it be like to feel the air passing through and touching the inside of your nostrils for the first time? How might it feel when your lungs fill and expand for the first time? How curious would it be when you feel your lungs empty and fall? Just explore each new feeling. Now let's take one more deep breath in and let it out. And open your eyes.
Hope everyone feels relaxed and calm. I have a very small take-home task for you. So set aside 5 minutes every day to be mindful. Think about where you're going to do it and for how long, or pick the activity that you think you might use to be mindful. So the easiest thing to do is to pick something that you do every day anyway, like brush your teeth or shower or put on your clothes. So just be mindful while you're doing that activity. be mindful of thoughts that are coming into your head, to notice them, to accept them, to dismiss them, and to return your thoughts to what you're trying to pay attention to your mindful task. So 5 minutes once a day to be mindful. Don't forget, it can be anything. It can be walking in the garden, paying attention to flowers, anything you choose to do, to just really focus and to pay attention, to set your intention, to focus your attention on that task. It can be your breath, it can be any of those breath exercises that we just learned, belly breathing, basic relaxation, um, balloon breathing. Um, so it can be a breathing meditation, or it can be an activity. It can be brushing your teeth, getting dressed, having a shower. Anything that you can really set your attention and to concentrate on can be a mindful activity. So 5 minutes a day, try to do it. Happy Friday, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.